Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elden Ring. So this is going to be an interesting video, because this is just going to be a mod review. I've kind of decided that. Yeah, this might look like base Elden Ring, but well, it's got some changes. This is a mod I've been playing around with for a little bit now, called the Convergence mod. It's I'd say a pretty big mod, I'd say, for Elden Ring. It kind of redoes most of the stuff in Elden Ring. As you can see, this sword, this is a modded weapon. It's my favourite modded weapon, because it does this. Which, if you've seen the playthrough that I've done of Elden Ring, I did a multiplayer run through of it with the Seamless Co-op mod. I really like parries in Elden Ring, mainly for certain enemies, but that counts as a parry. But that's not the only thing that makes this sword incredible. It also has this, which is like a judgment cut end sort of effect. And normally you'd have to get something like the Carian Sorceries mod to do that, which is a really good mod, but this just has it in the base game, and then it's also got the other version of it, which is that. And yeah, I picked up this sword and haven't stopped using it yet, so it's a little bit good, but at the same time I have stuff like this now, which is an ability I got recently, which makes it so that I run a bit quicker, which is very similar to this ability, which makes it so that I'm permanently running. And by permanently running, I mean I can drink flasks and run. I love this mod. So, like normal, this is where you equip all your spells. It's just in the Site of Grace. I've gone to a different Site of Grace for this, because I want to show some stuff off and there's some enemies here. So you've got like that, which is what I just showed, which I'm pretty sure is a legendary one. Oh no, that's not even one of the legendary ones. I think it still counts as one because these are enchantments. So this is a purely intelligence faith sorcery. This is intelligence and arcane, and they all work like this. You get like different stuff for like sorceries and spells and just all sorts of stuff like that. Oh, incantations or sorceries even. And that's interesting. Until you start reading them, then it gets really interesting. So like these, you get like the normal blood incantations and stuff, like that one which Arnspark has. And where's the... there it is. That which you get from Moog, as well as that. But these have an interesting downside that is very, very interesting. As you can see at the bottom of like the second paragraph, it says, this incantation costs 5% of total HP. Yeah, blood incantations use your blood. They're the only ones that do it, but that is a thing that does happen, and one of them, like that one, takes 30% health. Yeah, this incantation costs 60% of total HP. They get a little bit expensive, but granted these are like the end game sort of ones, so by this point, if you're using this, which is Faith and Arcane, you'll have like quite a bit of health if you want to go into this sort of thing, if you want to build your character like that. But if you have seen my multiplayer playthrough, you know I don't do that in Elden Ring. I sort of try and go for everything, which for the most part, like all of the holy stuff and the fundamentalist stuff, if I can say that properly, I've got all of that, same with the most of the fire stuff, because I've scaled myself into faith. But I've also scaled myself into intelligence because of this stuff. And I really like the lightning attacks and stuff. I like all the, like, ancient lightning. With this normally is just a standard spell in the game. All they've done, something very, very simple, they've simply upped the rate of fire of it, basically. So now that strikes a lot more. But there is other ones, like this, which looks like it's going to be the one where you just call it in on the floor and then it strikes the floor a couple of times. But it's just a nuke. It's essentially just a nuke. But stuff like this as well, I'll have to drink my flask first. This doesn't work on weapons anymore. It works on the caster, which I find very interesting. And as you can see with this frozen lightning armament as well, this sword is a somber weapon, and the spear, I think. The spear might... oh no, the spear is a somber weapon as well. Nice. Yeah, this works with somber weapons now. You can coat any weapon with anything that you want, given that you're actually scaled into it. And that's just such a nice little change. And that is all that this mod is filled with. It's just nice little changes. Except some things which are a little bit broken. Like, if I run over here, there's these skeletons. And these skeletons are counted as undead, which is just a thing in the base game. Now what I can do is this. And now, that skeleton, which has died already, is on my side. Now that one is. So they're now friendly skeletons. They are still a little bit broken because this is a mod, but they are now friendly. You can also get a spell down that same sort of tree, which makes it so that those skeletons, after I've taken over, I can just kill and it will give me like health and damage, I think. And that's a very interesting thing, because you can make a whole build around that. Now this is my favourite weapon that I've ever seen in like a sort of base mod for this, like for this game. So like the Convergence mod or the Reforged mod I think it's called, which I'll probably play through at some point. But this has an interesting ability. So it's got that, which then that just ups my stamina recovery massively. But then it's also got the follow-up, that, which knocks people to the ground. But also, while I've got this buff active, I've got a new attack set. So now I do that and that, which I wouldn't do normally. Which has kind of made this my favourite weapon. Also, all the animations for most of the weapons have changed. Because normally, the heavy is that and that, which are the normal ones for this. But they've changed some more things, like this is Vike's spear, which normally, like, most people would use this. It's a simple jump in the air sort of Ash of War, and then you hit the floor and send the frenzied fire everywhere. But this has changed it a little bit. Now it's got that, which is similar to the normal one, but like quite a bit lower than it usually is, and it's quite a bit faster. I'm pretty sure the tracking on it's also a little bit worse. But now if you press it again, it sets the spear on fire. And that makes it do an extra bit of damage. Which, as you can see, is quite a bit of damage. But some of these little changes took me a minute to realise. But this does have one small downside of, I now can't remember what's in the base game and what's not. So, going through most of this list, there's stuff like that which is somewhat in the base game, it's just more like, it's not even like that. Like, I'm pretty sure that is a normal lightning thing like these. But it works a little bit differently, because as you can see, the lightning spells here builds 4 current, and then you'll see some of them which will like consume 2 current, and that makes it so that certain abilities actually work. So this time warp, which is the one that makes me go faster, it only really works if you like spam this for a minute to get to 15, which is the max, and then it goes a little bit brighter. And then what you can do, if I drink a flask, is use this, and this will give me 15% movement speed, attack speed, and like basically everything speeds up. So I attack a bit faster. Granted, it's not much noticeable, but like I charge weapons faster now, which is just cool. But as you can also see, if you look at the FP in the corner, well, the middle, that slowly regenerates. I'm now back to maximum FP, which is that little blue bar in the top corner. That has broken the game for me, because now I can't stop using that. Also bear in mind, that's a DLC item. I haven't been to the DLC yet. I have read things in the DLC, and they scare me, so I'm not going to be going there. However, I will be going here. So, we're here. The boss here drops this armour. It drops that whole set. I have that whole set. But it also drops a sword, which I don't have. Which is, I think somewhere, oh, it's not one of those ones, it's one of these ones. Which I don't have, if you can't tell. But I don't know what it's going to drop here, because some of the bosses have slightly been changed, and by slightly I mean there's a boss up here now, the Godskin Matriarch. That fight sucked. This little area, this isn't a little area anymore. It's a town. So from where that site of grace is, you can move up into the castle, where the castle is just there. But that area feels massive, because it's been properly expanded to like all the way down here. There's like areas around here, and it goes all the way over here as well. Oh yeah, it also tells you where the bosses are. If you've run into a boss, so like Fortasax is up here. He's still alive because I couldn't beat him at the moment. But then there's these ones which are dead. That's a whole town now as well, which is nice. Love that. There's also these which are fast travel points. It's nuts. It's increased the game so much. If I was to 100% this, it would take so much longer. The leveling works a bit funny in this game. So I've got 46 vigor and only 1,220 health. Every time you upgrade your vigor, the health goes up by 20 points. And as I've probably shown, this changes your stats around a little bit, depending on what armour you're wearing. There's also a built-in transmog for this game. So if you want a different armour set or something, you can just equip it here. If you want the head of the Frenzied Flame, I guess you can get that. I just like that, but I'm pretty sure I had nothing equipped originally. And yeah, this unlocks at the beginning of the game. So if you've got a look you want to go for, then you can just do it from the beginning of the game. It's also got some of the duplicate stuff like these. But yeah, this mod is massive. So Great Wounds work a little bit differently. They work from the point you equip them. So if you kill a Remembrance boss that is one of the base ones in the game and not one of the special ones that they've added, it will give you one of these, like normally. But usually, Godric's would increase all your stats by 5 points. Now, it increases total HP by 10% and rune acquisition by 10%. And then you've got that one which increases HP by 20% and stuff like that. Which took me a while to realise. After my slight rambling, should we make our way through the cave? Or through the grave? Or, yeah. I'm really hoping that this one has actually changed, because, usually this is quite difficult. God damn it. Ah. So normally... Anyway. Normally, the heroes' graves don't have these. This is actually the first one I've run into, which is just really unlucky for me, because I hate these. I'm gonna go ahead and equip the thing quickly, for just no reason. No one needs to know why I'm equipping this. Please work. There's actually some people in here that I know about that I'm gonna change my build for. So I've just got the negates all stuff by 10%. It lies! I've only just realised that. Yeah, I'm going to switch it for this, which is going to lower my vigour by 4%, but it makes me immune to death. Yeah, these guys can do nothing to me now. Getting the ability to become slightly more immune to things was a fair trade-off that the game added, but it wasn't really enough to actually not have to deal with much. Oh, there we go, the things are finally back. And I didn't get the armour that usually gives you, which is nice. I don't know what I'm going to get instead, but... yeah, so that thing that kept going down here, because I used that, it made something get lowered. I think it's up there. Well, it made the... did it make that go up? Yeah, it did that. So, basically, they crashed into each other, and usually that gives you a full armour set. It hasn't. It only gave me one thing, which was an Ash of War. So I'm now just intrigued towards everything else in this game. I think it's about time that we find out what... he's got a skeleton in him. A skeleton? An arrow in him. No. Yeah, I think it's time that we find out what boss this is. What? Usually this is a gank fight. Which is the reason I've been stuck here before. Well, this has made this a little bit easier. In fact, this has made this a lot easier. What? Yeah, I'm a bit confused now and a bit underwhelmed. Usually this is quite a, I would say quite a difficult fight, but I am just dying now. Yeah, this is usually at least a slightly difficult fight. Oh yeah, this also gives me immortality points. Because of course it does. Yeah, that's... okay, so yeah. It gave me his sword and it gave me that wound. I think that guy's an enemy to me now. Okay. Well, that's given me some new things. But, oh yeah, that guy's an enemy to me now. Yeah, that's a bit odd. Usually this is a gank fight where you fight Ordovis, which is the guy that I fought who's the actual boss. And there's another one in there that's the other version of that. And that's the only thing that really makes this place that difficult. But they've made that far easier now, and actually far better, by just leaving one in there. That's quite a nice little addition, I like that. Alright, so let's not pay attention to anything that's changed in the past like 30 seconds. Well, half a second. I mean, yeah, definitely about half a second. Yeah, absolutely nothing happened. Definitely while I wasn't talking about hitting parkour, I definitely didn't hold the sprint button and just backstep off the cliff. That wasn't something that happened. This is why all my playthroughs of Elden Ring are like hours long. Like many hundreds of hours long. I didn't mean to dematerialize, but I'll take it. Yeah, this is my cloudy form. This makes me summon meatballs. Yep, that's the only joke I can make out of that. They're very good little distractions. I'm very much feeding them to their death, but they're good distractions. Oh, he beat my skeleton. What dick? Really good at screwing myself over in this game. And this just leads down to here. So that was the one that destroyed the other one. Through like the up there area. And this just leads back around to here. But now that I've actually done this, like usual, you can just fast travel out. You can fast travel now even if you're in combat, as you can tell, because I've just been shot in the back of the head. Now in the front of the head. Yeah, so even if you're getting damaged, you can still fast travel. That's not. This guy just doesn't stop. I don't know why I've drunk that when I'm fast travelling out. Anyway, well, the outro. So, thanks for watching this little mod review, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you like the little mod review thing that I've done here. And yeah, I'd definitely, like, if you're on PC, definitely give this mod a go. It comes with its own loader, so you won't have to like load up the game in any weird way. If you just go into your files, it'll just, if you've dragged all the files into the actual Elden Ring file, then it will just be in its own little folder tucked away. And yeah, it's pretty easy to access, so I would definitely recommend this. Even if you're new to modding, it's pretty easy to do. And with that being said, I wish you a goodbye.